Thinking about moving but feel stuck because you need to sell your current home and buy a new one at the same time? You're not alone, and trust me, it's one of the trickiest moves in real estate. If you don't have a solid game plan, things can unravel quickly. But if you do it right, this can be one of the smoothest and most profitable transitions you'll ever make. Hi, I'm Bryn with Hearthstone Real Estate here in Eugene, Oregon. On this channel, I coach you through the real estate process and have some fun along the way. Today, we're talking about one of the most common and most stressful moves people try to make, buying and selling a home at the same time. Now, if you're feeling like you're stuck in limbo, maybe your current place no longer fits your life, but the idea of listing it before you find your next home feels totally overwhelming, you're not alone. I work with a lot of families in Eugene and Springfield who are trying to make that leap. And I've seen firsthand where things can go sideways. So in this video, I want to walk you through the top mistakes I see sellers make when buying and selling at the same time. And more importantly, how to avoid them. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1, not having a clear plan or backup plan. This is where most people get tripped up. We all want things to unfold in a neat little order. Sell the house, find the next one, unpack, live happily ever after. But real estate doesn't work that way. At least not consistently. The timing rarely aligns perfectly on both sides of the transaction. For example, I've worked with sellers whose homes sold in 3 days, way faster than they expected. They hadn't even started looking yet, and suddenly we were navigating a tight closing timeline, inspections, and trying to find temporary housing. On the flip side, I've had clients who found their dream home, but their current house hadn't sold, and their offer wasn't strong enough to compete with non-contingent buyers. So here's the solution. Plan for all possible scenarios, not just the ideal one. I talk my clients through various timelines and build in a buffer zone. We explore options like rent-back agreements, short-term rentals, or even staying with family if needed. We also look at financing tools for bridge loans or HELOCs, depending on your goals and risk tolerance. Having a plan B or even a plan C takes the pressure off you when unexpected things pop up. And in real estate, they always pop up. Mistake number 2, overestimating what your home will sell for. I totally understand this one. You've loved this home, taken care of it, maybe remodeled a bathroom or updated the kitchen. It holds sentimental value. But buyers don't pay for emotion. They pay based on value and market data. When sellers overprice their home, even slightly, it can lead to longer days on market, price drops, and ultimately lower offers. And if you're counting on that sale to fund your next purchase, it can really limit your buying power or put your next transaction in jeopardy. That's why I go beyond a basic Zestimate or quick comp. I pull solid data, current listings, price per square foot, and consider your home's condition, layout, and location. I'm honest about where your home sits in today's market and what we can reasonably expect it to sell for. And trust me, pricing it right from the start almost always leads to a better outcome than testing the market too high. Mistake number 3, waiting too long to prep your home. This one happens all the time. You start dreaming about your next house, maybe it has a bigger yard, a home office, or a nicer kitchen, and you get so focused on the search that you forget your current house still needs to look its absolute best for potential buyers. Then suddenly you find the one, and we're in a rush to declutter, repaint, deep clean, take photos, and launch it on the market. That kind of scramble is stressful, and often things get missed or rushed, and buyers can tell. My advice, start prepping your home even if you're not 100% ready to list it yet. Begin by decluttering closets and the garage, touching up paint, fixing leaky faucets, or hiring a cleaner to do a deep scrub. If you're a few months out, we can schedule a walkthrough where I give you a prioritized punch list so nothing gets missed. I also have a great team of local vendors who can help with repairs, staging, landscaping, you name it. Mistake number 4, trying to time the market perfectly. I see this a lot with analytical clients. They want to time the sale of their current home to hit the spring peak and time their purchase to get the lowest possible price. But the truth is, trying to time 2 markets at once is nearly impossible, especially in a place like Eugene where inventory can shift week to week. Instead of chasing perfect, I always tell clients to focus on personal timing. Are you feeling squeezed in your current space? Have your kids outgrown their rooms? Do you want to be in a different school district by fall? Is your commute unsustainable? These are real life factors, and in the end, your lifestyle and your comfort matter more than a hypothetical few $1,000s you might save by waiting. And remember, if you're selling and buying in the same market, the conditions affect both sides. So if you're selling high, you're probably buying high, and vice versa. Mistake number 5, being too rigid with timing on terms. I've had clients say things like, we won't move unless we get a 60-day close, or we're not willing to buy unless we've already sold. And while that may feel safe or ideal, it can make things harder, especially in a competitive market. Flexibility gives you leverage. Maybe your buyer needs to close quickly. Could you do a rent back? Maybe the home you want is taking backup offers. Could we strengthen your offer by adjusting your terms or being creative with contingencies? There are more options than most people realize. I've helped clients list their home after getting their next offer accepted, with contingencies in place to protect them. And I've even negotiated 30-day rent backs to give people breathing room. The point is if you're open to being flexible, we can craft solutions that work in your favor without putting you at risk. Mistake number 6, failing to get pre-approved early. This one surprises a lot of sellers. You assume that since you already own a home and you have solid payment history, you're good to go. But lending isn't always that straightforward. Maybe your income has changed. Maybe you have more debt than you did when you bought. Maybe you're counting on proceeds from the sale to use as a down payment. If you don't sit down with the lender early, you could be wasting time looking at homes that are out of your budget, or worse, miss out on a home because you're not ready to write an offer when it matters. I also encourage my clients to get pre-approved right away. That way, we know exactly what you can afford, what kind of financing works best, and what levers we can pull if your purchase and sale don't align perfectly. And if you need a great lender, I've got a few local pros I love working with who are amazing at walking people through this kind of scenario. All right, let's wrap it up. Buying and selling at the same time is definitely more complex, but it's absolutely doable with the right plan and the right people in your corner. I've helped dozens of families here in Eugene, Springfield, Santa Clara, River Road, Cal Young, you name it, make this move smoothly. And I'd love to do the same for you. If you're even thinking about making a move, let's chat. We'll walk through your options and create a game plan that works for your timeline, your budget, and your next chapter. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, give this video a like. Subscribe for more local real estate tips, and drop a comment if you've been through the buy-sell juggle yourself. Or if you have questions, I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next video.